What's up guys, it's Zero here bringing you all a brand new Gears of War video, so let's get into it. So guys, there has been a lot of talk and speculation about the future of Gears of War following Gears of War E-Day and of course Gears of War Reloaded, which we're getting this year in August, and we're assuming Gears of War E-Day will more than likely come out in 2026. But where does that lead us into the future of Gears of War? A lot of people have asked the question, where do we stand with Gear 6, with Gear 7? Because, for those of you who didn't know, Rod Ferguson, before he left the Coalition to move on to Activision Blizzard, stated that there have been plans. They had confirmed that following Gears 5, there was going to be a Gear 6 and a Gear 7, as well as a Gears of War movie. And that was, of course, before Rod Ferguson left the Coalition to go to Activision Blizzard. What this leads us to, though, is are they going to continue after Gears 5? You know, what happened afterwards, moving into a Gear 6 as well as a Gear 7? And you know, guys, it's interesting because we're getting a Gears of War, Reloaded, which is a full-blown remaster of Gears of War 1, and they're kind of setting the stage for Gears of War E-Day in 2026. Now, depending on the popularity, the hopeful success of Gears of War Reloaded as well as Gears of War E-Day, I believe that those two games are going to be the biggest games of all time within the Gears of War franchise, especially Gears of War E-Day, because now, of course, we know that Gears of War Reloaded is going to be releasing on PlayStation consoles. So now that this Xbox exclusive title being Gears of War is now expanding to multi-console, I think that is going to make, Gears of War Reloaded, I think those numbers will be really good, but I think that Gears of War E-Day, if they release it on the Xbox as well as the PlayStation, I believe that it will be the most successful Gears of War title of all time. Where does that lead us with Gear 6 and Gear 7? Would they want to go from Gears of War E-Day, which of course is, dates before the original Gears of War title? Where does that lead us? And so I think that if Gears of War E-Day is a massive success, I do believe that Gear 6 as well as Gear 7 will come down the road, right? I think that there's a decent possibility that not only are we going to get a Gears of War 2 Reloaded, a Gears of War 3 Reloaded in between all of these different titles as they come out. So, for example, I think Gears of War Reloaded, obviously that comes out in August, and then I think Gears of War E-Day will come out in 2026. Maybe a Gears of War 2 Reloaded comes out in 2027 or 2028, and then maybe a Gears of War Pendulum Wars title, or maybe Gear 6 at that point, and then, Gears of War 3 Reloaded, and then, of course, after that, Gear 7. It's going to be interesting to see where they want to go here, because part of me is wondering, with them doing a Gears of War Reloaded and then Gears of War E-Day, are they kind of like soft rebooting the franchise? And that's kind of a conversation that we could certainly have, but it's hard to say, guys, whether or not they are going to could we look at Gears of War E-Day as a soft reboot of the entirety of the franchise? Or is it just they wanted to focus on E-Day specifically for this next title and then they just go right back to doing Gear 6? Because I think that Gears of War E-Day is going to attract a lot more people from obviously PlayStation. And so do they want to jump from Gears of War E-Day all the way back to Gear 6 and release Gear 6 on PlayStation as well as Xbox? And obviously a lot of PlayStation players are going to wonder, wait, so where is the story at this point? Because there's this huge gap and they obviously haven't played, Gears of War 2, Gears of War 3, Judgment, all these different titles up until Gear 6. So I think that there's probably reasonable to expect that this could very well be a soft reboot. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below about Gears of War and the future of it. Gear 6, Gear 7, where do we go after, the events of E-Day? I would love to hear your thoughts about it in the comment section down below. And for more Gears of War content and videos, keep it right here.